Welcome everybody to this series of videos about the history of China. In these videos I'm going to explain you the history of China beginning from prehistorical times since modern days. First of all, I would like to apologize for my bad English. English is not my everyday language, so sometimes I could make some mistakes, but I'll try to be as much accurate as possible. And second, I would like to tell you that the history of China I'm going to explain you came from my university study book. A university study book should be well done and accurate enough, but no one says it is perfect. Even if it is a university study book, it may have some missing parts and even some mistakes, why not? So the history I'm going to explain you, it is not something like absolute truth about the history of China, very far from this. But I hope that my videos could be a useful instrument to study if you are a student, or maybe just something that could give you a clear enough view about history of China if you are just someone interested about this subject. Well, let's begin. This is a map of modern-day China. So why I choose to use a map of modern-day China if we are talking about ancient China? Well, that's because I'm going to show you exactly where historical events took place. And I thought that using a map of modern-day China to show you where historical events happened could be useful to understand it better. The first important discovery about ancient China happened in 2001 in Majiabang, a site in the area of Nihewan in the province of Hebei. They found some traces of modern human ancestors, not really modern Homo sapiens, and some stone objects. The stone objects and the human ancestor traces are dated 1.6 million years ago. In 1927, they found some traces of the man of Beijing, called Sinanthropus pekinensis, now classified as Homo erectus, in the area of Zhoukoudian. The men of Beijing lived in caverns in a period estimated almost since 780,000 to 200,000 years before the year 0. Other traces of Homo erectus in China have been found in Yuanmou and Yuannan. Archaeological interpretations about when Homo sapiens appeared first in China are still in discussion. In 1968, in Dali, it has been found a skull who presented some similar characteristics both to Homo sapiens and Homo erectus. And this skull is dated 200,000 years before the year 0. In 2008, it has been found an almost complete human skull. This skull has been found in the province of Hunan, and it is dated almost from 100,000 years before the year 0 to 80,000 years before the year 0. It has been called the Man of Xuchang. Chinese archaeologists use these discoveries as a proof that Homo erectus was already present in China since 200,000 years before the year 0. And this Homo erectus gradually evolved into the Homo sapiens. But Western archaeologists does not agree with this theory, and they present another theory. In their version, already evolved Homo sapiens migrated from Africa to China and established there. And this could be happened between 67,000 years before the year 0 and 42,000 years before the year 0. At the beginning of Neolithic period in China, which is almost between 8,000 and 2,000 years before the year 0, climate of northern China was very different from nowadays. It was covered by forests, and climate was much more hot and humid. It was much more similar to a tropical environment. And there was even crocodiles and elephants. One of the first theories about ancient China civilizations is that there was a single civilization who made a transition from an hunter and collector civilization to an agricultural civilization. This one single civilization was located in the middle plain of Yellow River, and gradually it expanded in the whole China. Nowadays, this theory has been abandoned, and there is a much more realistic one, but also more complex. In this other theory, there wasn't one single civilization, but there were many civilizations located in various places in China. Each one of these civilizations got his own art, his own culture, and then gradually they merged into one. Some of these civilizations were the Yangshao culture, located in the middle plain of the Yellow River, then the Dapkeng culture, located in the Shandong, then the Majiabang culture, located in the lower Yangzi River near the coast, and then the Dapkeng culture, located in the southeast coast of China and Taiwan. The Majiabang culture appeared in China 6,000 years before the year 0. They used it to cultivate millet and produce ceramics with some symbols engraved on it. In 1963, they found a Neolithic site of China in Hemudu, in southeast China. In this place, they have found some potteries of earthen wave and some traces of pigs and buffaloes, and some objects made of woods and others objects made of bones. The Yangshao culture is called in this way because there was a village called exactly in the same way in the northern Henan, where in 1928 the Swedish archaeologist J. Gunnar Andersson have found a piece of painted ceramics. The most famous site of this culture is located in Banpo, near Xi'an. There are some traces of a village which was inhabited since the year 4500 before the year 0. Banpo was a village of 45 houses, and their inhabitants used to cultivate millet and breed pigs and dogs. They also produced ceramics, which wasn't just decorated, but presented some symbols engraved on it. Since these symbols have been found in other ceramics in the same area, some researchers had the hypothesis that these symbols may have been a sort of ancestors of modern Chinese language, but these hypotheses have been disputed. In 1928, very soon after Anderson discoveries in Yangshao, some other examples of ceramics have been found in Changziyai, in the northern west part of Shandong, and they have been called Longshan ceramics. While the Yangshao ceramics were usually red and sometimes painted with some drawings of birds and flowers, the Longshan ceramics were not painted and it presented a more refined quality. Usually, they used to place their ceramics on some wooden tripods. Since some of the Longshan ceramics have been found in the Henan area, someone thought that the Longshan could be a sort of successor of the Yangshao, and the Yangshao could be the ancestor of the Longshan. But this hypothesis has been disputed, and nowadays the most accurate hypothesis for these two cultures is that they are two different separated cultures. And the Longshan culture, who was born in the northeastern China, gradually expanded in the central area, where the ceramic culture was already disappearing. Well, if you have liked these videos, please consider to subscribe to my channel and give me a like. It will be very useful for me. In the next videos, I'll talk about the first historical dynasty, the Xia dynasty. We'll do an introduction of Chinese mythology, because there is a period where we don't know exactly where mythology ends and history begins. So we have to do an introduction about mythology, and then we could talk about the first historical dynasty, the Xia. Well, okay. Then see you to the next videos.